Welcome back, boys and girls, ladies and lemons. I'm Treebag, your lovely motovlogging host, and I hope you've been having a wonderful week. I've been a bit sick, a bit sniffly. I've been a little bit off my game, if you would say. But today I want to do a little story time. A little how did I get riding, how did I end up on a Harley Davidson, and how did I end up on my dream bike, a Lowrider ST. Well, it all started 2 years ago, not much more than that. 2 years ago, I got a job, I graduated college, and I realized, well, I need a vehicle to go back and forth to school from because the car I had was not the most reliable for that. Did I say school? I meant work! I need a vehicle to go back and forth from work from. So, I decided, why not go get a Harley? I've never rode before, I didn't have a motorcycle license, and I figured, why not? What's a better time than the present? If I buy a bike, I'll be forced to ride it back and forth to work. There's no and if buts about it. So I went down to the local Harley dealer and I was like, hey, salesman dudes, I need a ride. And they're like, all right, well, we gotta run your credit, we gotta do all this stuff, we gotta do that. And I was like, all right, whatever. So I ended up with an 883 Sportster. In the grand scheme of things, it cost me $1,000. After I traded it back in and rode it and everything, that's all it cost me. It wasn't much, maybe $1,200 to learn how to ride, get on two wheels. Now in this state, when you have a permit, you do not need someone behind you in a car following you. You don't need another rider with you. You don't need any of that. So you get a little bit more freedom. You could go ahead and just go to parking lots, cruise the back roads, cruise the neighborhoods, do all that good jazz. And so what did I do after that? I had that bike for about a month, and I realized that's not the bike for me. I ended up moving. My route into work was on a highway, and with it being on a highway, the Sportster was not cut out for it. As you can tell, the Sportster is not made to rip the highway streets. Fifth gear, 70 miles an hour, it's screaming, it's ready to go home, and it's just using all your gas. So I realized I need a bigger bike, and let's do it before that bike loses any value. So I got rid of it quick, moved on to a Lowrider S. It was a 2021 Lowrider S. I got it with 2,000 miles. The Sportster was a 2022 brand new, 0 miles, or 11. Was it 0 miles? No, I think I had like 20 for moving around the shop. But it wasn't at the 11 miles I got this one at. Harley won't give you a bike at 0 miles because they have to test ride it. But they gave me the bike, Lowrider S with 2,000 miles. I got that bad boy up to 29,000 miles until someone decided to just say, whoop, I'm gonna run you over. I'm not having a good day. That's pretty much what happened. So then I got my dream bike. I put around $20,000 into that Lowrider S in the year, and that was a lot of money. And all that money kind of just got thrown away because of totaling it. But it did end up being able to upgrade to a Lowrider ST. And I really, really, really wanted a 131 engine. It was either go with the Lowrider ST with a 131, or I'm just not gonna get a pricey bike and I'll go cheap. Because with interest and all, this bike is costing me $42,000, and that's not including gas or upgrades or anything that I'm gonna break. That's just the price. So that's expensive for a new rider, for sure. But I wanted to be fully involved. I wanted to get fully into this. I didn't want to have to upgrade bikes. I didn't want to be just drooling over what I wanted my entire time riding. I wanted to be on what I wanted to be on, and that changes the game. When you put yourself on a bike that you really want to be on, you're not going to get off of it. That's it. You're done from there. That's it, muchacho. Say goodbye to your weekends. You're just riding. And ever since I got this bike, we're at 25,000 miles, I think, around that. Let me check. Yeah, 25,000 miles in the year. That's pretty good. I have yet to do any long distance. That's just from like town to town over, going back and forth to work. So 25,000 miles, that's a lot of startups, that's a lot of oil changes, and it's running really good. I've never cleaned the air filter, and I feel so bad about that. The air filter needs to be cleaned for this engine to breathe better. But can you start riding? That's one of those things. Yes, absolutely. It's not nearly as difficult as you may seem. Just watch a lot of YouTube, get the proper gear, and just go slow with it. Take your time. You have to take your time. Don't just jump into it like you know what you're doing. And as soon as you get comfortable with it, you still don't know what you're doing. This is something that it's more of a sport than actually just an activity. Every single day you go out, you're gonna do it, you're gonna enjoy it, you're gonna get better at it, you're gonna make friends while doing it, you're gonna create teams, relationships, all those things. You get parts to perform better. It's literally a sport. And the best way to handle that is to take your time. It's a lot of money, and you don't want that to be ripped away. You don't want to break your bike. It's gonna happen, but you would rather not. And over the past 2 years, I've put down around 60,000 miles, and every single mile has been enjoyable. I'm hooked. I'm hooked for life. And that's where I want to talk about my brand that I'm creating, my company, my custom painting company, my mechanic shop, everything. It's going to be a lot more than I can even really explain. Treebag & Co. is my brand. I'm Treebag, you guys are & Co. & Co. is my co-workers, my corporation, the people I'll be working with, and together we're going to create something. I want to create a lifestyle for all of you on the East Coast that doesn't exist. There's a key missing, and I'm here to fill it day by day, week by week. But I can't do it by myself. When you guys think lemons and ladies and lads show up every single day, that is where things happen. That is where we succeed. It doesn't take a million people. It just takes a handful with the same goals together. Lowriders are my style. Lowrider bikes, lowrider cars, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring them to the beach. I'm looking at getting a shop soon. I found a location that's pretty cheap, and hopefully it will all fall through. And you are going to see some wild stuff come to life. So thank you so much for supporting me. I'm going to support you back just as much. Don't forget to check out my website, treebag.co, treebag.co. You can go pick up some stickers there. Right now it is tax-free and shipping-free. It will always be shipping-free. I am just struggling with taxes, so I'm just going to pay them myself for now and cover that for you guys. So I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you enjoyed my story a little bit of how I started riding. I'll probably do a few different redirections? What's the word? Redications? Where you talk different variations of the same thing? I'm blanking out what that word is. But don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Treebag. I will see you on the next one. Peace. Later.